everybody. Welcome to the Realmhattan Project. Happy Friday. What's going on? How are we doing tonight? I'm gonna go in some random zigzag order because I can. Whoever that is with their camera off. How has your couple weeks been?
It's all right.
Cool. We're done with that one. On to the next one. Derek
What's up, everybody? Yo, hey, do y'all get a bunch of these things from
Trash.
these stickers from
Shozy? Yeah,
from Shozy?
Get them out
Man,
of here.
I'm
If
like,
it's not a cartoon
yo,
label, dude, we ain't using those
Why are they trash?
dude, I'm like,
because they're not cartoon
how
label.
how do I get? They're not cut individually either. So you got to actually,
they're not.
you got to use your the
exactly.
thing. You got to stab them and get lines out. But man, nah, these. I appreciate the thought, but I had a lot of packages. Each package comes with
one,
these.
but they have different kinds too. They also have one that's just Autobots and Decepticons, and sometimes you get ones where it's like the Predacons.
I did get one with Predacons and Maximals.
And then you get some where they're inverted, like the Shattered Glass stuff. I mean, but they're free.
Yeah,
Free
it's the best price around.
Yeah,
give them away.
Yeah, I'm giving them away to the kids.
So you
in the chat. I see y'all Wolf Nation in the chat. Look at them.
Yeah, hashtag Wolf Nation. So I'm gonna mail these to you.
All two
Eric,
of you. Wolf says thank you.
All the toys that y'all give now
Love
they
you,
you can give them faction symbols and have them.
I'll take it. We don't get a lot of third party stuff, but
there you go.
We'll take it. We'll give them to the kids. Here's some stickers. Just put them on your notebook.
This is great. What is this?
Out there, be able to figure them out. Like, mommy, why can't I get the sticker off the sheet? Sorry, go ahead, Ricky.
So we're gonna slide over to old Senor Grumpy Butt over there. Hashtag Wolfination, whatever that means. That guy.
I think he meant that way.
I don't care. I just point right at the camera and let y'all figure it out.
That's Florida education right there.
Yeah, we're not backwards like the rest of y'all. So yeah.
That's a whole topic for another day. We can go hours on how backwards Florida is.
Yeah. Well, we can go for hours on assumptions made by people who don't live in Florida. We could do that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I don't. How about that?
Glad I don't. Talk, he's gonna explode.
Go ahead, Wolfie.
Hi. How's everyone? Good to see most of you. Not naming names.
Good to see you too, Prez.
Yeah.
He means that guy.
Good to see you too, Prez. Hey, yo, we missed you, buddy.
Yeah, it's out of the hospital, out of Facebook jail. It's good to be here,
dude.
You're a glutton for pain, dude.
you had your chance, Derek.
Glutton for punishment.
No,
it's crazy.
Thanks for being my cellmate, though, man. Yo, because I didn't know how I was gonna survive behind them bars.
Yeah, why don't you tell us how Pelican Bay was?
Yeah, I want to know who had top bunk, who had bottom bunk, and who wore the Kool-Aid. That's what I need to know.
We don't kiss and tell around here.
Oh.
Hey,
Let's
go.
So Wolfie was bottom bunk.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't be
Wolfie
jealous.
Wolfie had to be bottom bunk because of the thing that was going on with him. Because I didn't want him to have another release, so didn't need that showering down. So
this is getting weird. This is getting weird quick. I don't like where this is going.
Yeah. You know what? Damn. And now that I think about it, I don't like where it's going either. So let's move on past that.
I'm gonna pretend.
So we went ahead.
Never happened.
We saved the best for last. As you can see, we got a new Eric in the house. Old Eric is doing way more important things than sitting here listening to us talk about these cellmates' nasty habits with each other.
He's listening while he's at that dance. He's on.
Probably. Hang up, dude. Go spend time with your family. But let's give a shout out. We reached out to him, instantaneous. Yep, he come in and help us fill in these holes, so to speak. Eric B, what's been going on, dude?
Still.
What is up, party? We happy to be here on a Friday night. with some of my nearest and dearest, man. So I appreciate the invite, and I'm glad to
Yes,
be
sir.
here. And I am actually excited about what we're going to talk about here later today. So
Nice. And I want to take time in case all y'all colorblind are just stupid and point out his hat matches his tank top, matches his name bubble. Like it's all a whole thing. Like they all just.
Oh wow, damn.
Yeah, your boy's on it, man. He's on. I bet
Hey,
you
listen,
coordinating.
I bet
come
you
on, man!
got
It's Black
matching
History
time
Month,
bottles.
man.
Pinnacle
You know
fashion.
what we do.
No,
That's
that's not
what
till
we do.
later. That's not.
You know what I'm saying? You know, black people got to get their colors together. We coordinate. You know what I mean?
Look, I'm wearing all black.
Coordinate.
That's a coordination.
Nah,
our
listen,
time and our clothes got to coordinate.
There you go.
Black watch, go with my hat.
Shout out to the chat squad, man. Shout out to my boy Anthony Lewis. A lot of y'all met him. He's in the
Anthony
chat,
Lewis,
man.
Mr. 300.
Yes, sir. That boy's a bowler.
I'm not talking about weight either.
either.
I'm not trying to insult the man.
That boy lethal, man. Lethal. But that's me, man. Just happy to be here, man.
Real
what about
kingpin.
you, Ricky?
It's been good, man. It's we're back into the groove of it, man. Working baseball.
There you go.
We started our practices this week for rec ball. Just got the email tonight. Isaac made the travel ball team. He went out for tryouts for last weekend, so we'll be
Nice,
doing that
nice.
as well. So it's gonna be super duper busy. He'll be
And
doing
super
Job, Isaac.
yeah, all that money's gone, dude. Like it's
man.
yeah. I told Isaac's a little older this year. I told him, I was like, look, dude, this is expensive. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the number, and it was like $1,300 for travel ball, and that ain't including
Damn.
equipment. That's just to get in and get your
And
little
that's not
dinky
eating. That's
and
not
gear.
lodging.
That's
like,
not
none of
hotels
that.
if we're having to go to the other side of the state for it. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's just to get in. It's in
That's
your
a fact.
uniform. It's
That's a
crazy.
fact. Listen, Dante, I just want to stop right now and just say thank you for correcting yourself. It's only one way to spell Eric. I love you, Wolf, but it's only one real way to spell Eric, and it's with
Oh,
the C.
here we fucking go.
I mean, hey, it's Black History Month, man. I'm gonna take my time.
I'm here to give it to you, bro. Here to give it to you. So to speak.
I'm just messing with
So
you,
to
Wolf.
speak.
You know I love you, man. I missed you, buddy.
It's the Sephardic in me. I got your
Shots
back.
fired.
That's my dog, man. He travels up here quite a
I've
bit,
been, I've been dealing with this all my life. Hold
Yeah,
one more
man.
time. I don't even care.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Eric Z. Yeah, kids are expensive, bro. Kids are expensive, and that's just for one of them. He's also doing rec ball.
Combiner.
Yeah, he ain't
Yeah,
no joke.
Eric.
His,
Hey,
his-
yo, Isaac, I just want you to know that your dad really loves you when he's spending that much money instead of getting a combiner. Yo, that's love.
Oh
That's
no! Correction, sir. What am I, poor? I got the combiner too. It's both of them, man. Don't try me like that.
Oh,
on
just
other
flex on them
television
there,
and shit.
Ricky.
Hey, yo,
Flex
hey,
on them.
There you go, Jose.
Ricky.
Look,
Ricky,
don't
I
be
was trying to
put
make
me
you
out
look
there
like
I'm
Super
over here
Dad,
with
but
anal
go ahead.
on my shelf or something, man. Don't be trying to do me like that. Negative, sir. Negative. It's both.
Oh man.
Like he's a catcher too, so it really gets expensive because he has that much more gear. He has
the
to have and
equipment.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so
no joke.
it's a thing. And I told him, I said, you remember all this stuff when I'm dribbling on myself and shitting myself, you better be taking care of me. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Yeah, you're going to the home first chance they get.
I will gargle lead before that happens. So
That dude said, "No, Dad, you're out."
What are you gonna do when you can't wipe your own ass? You ain't gonna do nothing. You're just gonna roll right in there.
Listen, you wouldn't have a choice.
I'm gonna name every turd Eric with a K on his way out. But yeah, so baseball and work is how it is. Coming in here, hang out with you guys, getting stuff in the mail. He hasn't shown up, but maybe he'll watch it later. Logan, I hate you. You know why I hate you. I got another one coming, and you're gonna get the rest of them for me because you're an asshole. And none of these people know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
All right.
But I still love you though.
What we call a teaser.
The views of Ricky Ticky Timber are those of himself and not of the RHP.
That's why I don't give a fuck. I don't need nobody's permission.
You're telling a minor to fuck off. That ain't right.
Dude,
Oh,
you're the one who traveled with a minor across state lines. What you talking about?
Oh,
motherfucker? You're
that is.
settled.
Whoa,
We gotta get the drugs in somehow.
They
They're
never
gonna
check
pack
the kids
themselves in a
bag.
butthole.
They
Never
never
This
check
show
him.
has officially gone off the rails.
Look, man, he goes to Facebook jail one time. All of a sudden, he's Scarface over here.
Oh,
Hey, you
look
see-
who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat.
Hey, man, I don't wear.
I told you he was listening.
Man, go
99%
dance.
of the time, bro.
Why aren't you dancing, boy?
Either dance with your daughter or dance with your wife, man. Get the hell out of here.
Go.
He said,
Get
"Come on,
get
no
your electric
sleeves,
slide on.
February."
Yeah, it's February, but it was also 60 degrees here today, which is
Dude,
nuts.
it was 80.
That's
Yeah,
hot.
it's been warm the last couple days.
It was 85. I was in
You're
short
That's hot
in
for Michigan, ain't it?
Florida. Stop it. Yeah, that is.
but
hot
it
for
was
this time of
40
year.
yesterday. That's what I'm saying. That's what everybody
Oh,
forgets.
okay.
It's crazy.
I got you.
When are you gonna
Yeah,
learn?
you are
This
so
man doesn't wear
Atlanta.
weather. Doesn't matter to this man. It's no sleeves all the time.
When you tell him, dude, like
No
99%
sleeves till
of the time,
Brooklyn.
I don't
Let's
have
go.
a- Holla, holla.
He said he already home. Well, then go give your wife her anniversary present, man. Get the hell out of the chat squad. But yeah, we're here, man. I'm glad to be here with all y'all.
Derek, what are you eating?
It's
Oh, I'm having my cheat honey bun today.
Cheat honey bun.
So
what color is
Yeah.
that honey bun?
Brown.
it's
He got the one with icing on the top too.
icing on it.
You could have
Yeah.
got one with chocolate
Gross.
icing. Non-supporting ass.
So
Mm.
gross. No, dude. Like,
Hey, Eric B, what's your favorite cheat meal?
cheat meal. My favorite cheat meal has to be like honestly a hamburger, but like
Yeah?
not just a hamburger. It's got to have extra cheese,
Mm.
bacon. You know, the grilled onions, the grilled
Yeah.
peppers.
Mm.
Make it. You know, got to be sloppy. You know what I mean? That's my cheat meal.
And
My
before we
favorite.
before we get too far off, because I did want to drop
Holla.
one, I'm sorry. I just wanted to give a shout out to Esteban, man. He hit me up this week, even while I was at work, and we had a whole long, just great conversation. And it's nice sometimes, you know, we forget to do that kind of stuff with each other. Just reach out.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
Probably you doing most of the talking, huh?
Oh, it sounds like you're jealous that I didn't talk to you, shithead. Because I also talked to Eric B. Had a good conversation with him, which we'll probably touch on a little later.
Mhm.
But it was nice to talk to Esteban outside of this nerd stuff, like literally talk about family and life and real stuff.
Yeah, man.
It was nice, and I appreciate him, and I appreciate his wife for sharing the time with us. He's a good dude.
Yeah, man.
Um,
No doubt.
Sorry.
Listen,
Tom, why don't you go climb on a box, you shithead?
I'm looking.
Also, pizza is not a cheat meal, in my opinion, and we can get into that if you want to. But it's not a cheat meal if you do it right.
Somebody else told me that too.
Yeah,
I've actually heard that. Somebody else told me that. So
It depends.
I
If
think you can eat pizza while you're losing weight.
Low carb count pizza.
Yeah.
Because
Why would you do low carb? If
Yeah, why would
if
you
you're
do low
actually
carb?
trying to
That ain't
build
right.
weight?
Yeah, but that's what I'm
If you're
saying.
trying to gain muscle and you're working
You
out,
want
you
the
need
carbs.
carbs.
Yeah.
Cauliflower crust.
Mhm.
Ugh.
No, carbs give you energy, man.
All right, and on that one,
Welcome to the
we're gonna-
workout hour.
we're gonna let Karen start.
I
talking
told you
about
we're here
his
to talk about
treatment.
squats and burpees, folks.
Oh God, bless America. Ugh. And charts and all kinds of stuff. Gross.
It's getting there.
Look,
It's
yeah,
getting
you see
back.
that, Derek? Hey,
It's
he
getting
got a
back.
message. Eric got a message for you. In
gonna
the
pose off.
Listen, he's not wrong. Papa John's is not pizza. That stuff is terrible. And Derek knows
Facts,
every time he tells
facts.
me he's eating Papa John's, I clown him religiously.
I literally had Papa John's the other day.
Oh, would you just
And
stop
not
it?
and not just one day. I had it a second day because the first day it was so freaking good. I was like, yo, y'all want to have Papa John's again tonight? And everybody was like, yeah. So let's order again. And then the pizza was whack.
Wow.
I was like, yo,
Back the first
I
time.
don't know who was cooking
Right.
tonight, but y'all need to fire that dude.
The same person. that cooks
Whoever
every
made the
night,
pizza
Papa
the
John's.
previous night, they should have been making our pizza again.
Dom, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, pizza, even on a diet, is fine. I've done it.
But he was doing a low carb diet.
Oh, low carb.
Yeah,
low carb.
specifically
Okay.
weight loss.
Yeah.
Pizza
Yeah,
is
this
different,
specifically,
though,
yeah.
because you got the carbs from the crust, and then you got the carbs from the sugars in the sauce, and then the carbs from the cheese too has sugars in them.
Dude,
That's
I'm
just-
telling you, I lost
And,
fat and gained muscle eating pizza. Oh my
Okay,
weight
okay.
loss.
Well, let me
And
explain
to,
something. To you. People might not realize this. Diets for people that are already in shape are different from diets from people that are out of shape trying to get into shape.
It's like that baby says, bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit.
And just to make them feel like a bigger asshole, Papa John's is black owned. Thank you very much. So thank you for your support this month.
It's partly black owned. He's on the
dude,
board and he has shares in it.
Hey,
I was gonna say,
but-
do I want to be a bigger asshole and be like, well,
Thank you for your support.
I'm not gonna do that. Next month, remind me you said that, so I can.
Mhm, right.
That's
Yeah.
a whole different
So
topic.
next month
anyway.
is women's. Next month's Women's Month.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh,
about them.
yeah. It is.
Yep. March.
Dang, Ricky.
I can
Where-
cook
where's
tea for
Pear
myself.
Let
I
me
can
hit
cook
her up
for
on
myself.
Messenger real quick.
Yeah, you won't be able to crack
Hold on.
that joke till
Y'all never
April.
met me. Would you like me to call her in here and say that to her face on video? I do not. Y'all got me mixed up with somebody.
Get
As soon as I get off here, I'll be like, baby, you know I was joking. It was all for the
Exactly.
it was all for the
Mhm.
love.
just showing up, baby.
I'm
sorry.
You know,
Let me rub your feet.
You know, we start talking about who got the biggest one swinging. We got
Let me
all
go
of
get.
those,
Let
man.
me go get Sean's phone and get Kara's number.
Why you want to need my wife's number, bro?
That's it. I'm gonna go get Sean's phone so I can get Kara's.
Yeah. Still ain't answer my question though.
Uh-huh.
That I'm about to jump on and
Oh, this is
cornfield.
No.
Dude, I tell you right now, you cornfield me, I ain't coming back. I'll go to bed. I got better stuff to do.
He is on assignment. He's out with his lovely daughter and his lovely wife tonight, and I hope he's having a great time with them. And
He
yo,
already said he's home. Like it's already over. He's home.
he's still on assignment, and leave that man be, and let him do his thing. So there we go.
Well, I think we were, and then he showed up in the chat.
That's right. None of us
Yeah.
Brought it on himself.
Hey, look, we not gonna be responsible for that. He got to deal with that on that end. So
No, that's true.
I'm just saying, I'm helping him out. So
Oh
hey,
man, I have
he
to
is on
apologize
assignment.
now. I have to apologize to all
And
y'all now.
We wish him the best night ever.
I don't know what he's agreeing with, but whatever it is, Dom agreed with me, so I know I was wrong. I apologize right now for whatever it was that he thinks I was right on, because I know Dom. I should not be agreeing with Dom. Just my bad, y'all.
I think you were just correcting the low carb thing. He was on a low carb diet.
Okay, well then I was right about that. That's still cool. I
Yeah.
thought he was talking about all the others. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I will say
y'all.
that piece of that night did make me kind of swear off Papa John's. I was just like, yo, I'm done.
Good.
This is it.
Finally,
That's
it only took 1,000 bad pizzas from Papa John's just to go there.
He said 1,000. Yeah, back to Three Brothers.
You can be.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute, EE. You said the wife already knocked out. Then get on, pop on. You in the chat?
No.
He's on
Listen,
vacation.
if she sleep already, what's
she
the
might
harm?
wake up for round 2. Don't have him in here talking to us.
Oh man,
The first
all
one
right.
gotta-
her problem.
Hey,
So, now
you,
past
you
that,
asked for it. You asked for it. I'm
past
just
that,
saying.
we're gonna jump over to
Ask for it.
Wolf. We don't have any cool, interesting opening. That's right. Esteban knows what's up. He slipped through the Mickey.
Yo.
We're gonna we're gonna slip into this here. What did we decide to call it? What dummy said? What did we say?
I don't think we ever decided on anything official.
Okay, well then I'm gonna name it because I'm here talking and I'm host. So it's gonna be what idiots say on the internet that make us laugh.
Collectors say the darndest things.
Well, but Ricky, we don't have any of your posts in this.
Oh!
Yeah.
Pew 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 pew.
See, you don't need to come on. These two assholes got your position covered for you. Shit at Ricky, man. It's already covered. You're good, man. Take the night off. So we're gonna slide right into it. We'll whistle. Do your thing, Wolfie.
Someone could pull up the things.
Oh.
All right, here in This Week in Stupid Comments, this guy is angry that the HasLab Prime, which got funded today, by the way, he's mad that parts forms. Apparently, he thought Hasbro could do better. I don't know what his deal was. Maybe he thought they could just like turn the liquid and merge together. So yeah, that guy's dumb.
I was trying to figure this out. I was talking about it with Gore. We were trying to figure out what the dumb part of it was, and I said the best I can come up with is he flat out says this is how the original goes. It makes sense for the show because it's two robots coming together, but he's still disappointed. And
Well, he's talking specifically the Magnus too, and that
The
thing
one
is just
that's the parts
disaster.
form.
Yeah, to become the Omega Prime, he has to merge with Ultra Magnus, and the way they do it on the show even is through parts forming.
Yeah,
and he was
Even
upset
when
that
we were
Hasbro's not
kids.
doing it better.
Yeah, but even the OG G1 Optimus, not Optimus Prime, but Magnus was a parts former, man.
Listen.
Come on, let's
Yeah.
ride.
in that show, when they would have that combination or like the Runation Bruticus transformation, I like that you would see like the Bruticus helmet slide on and the way they would all attach because it looked exactly like the toy. Like there was something fun about that too.
Well, this guy says you're no fun, buddy.
This is the HasLab, right?
He's
He's talking
wrong.
about
Yeah, this is the
one,
HasLab.
like in the cartoon where they like high five each other and like combine or some shit.
They shake hands and then all of a sudden it starts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Pull up a
I
YouTube.
never
video, you'll
watched
find
His
it.
forearm literally flips around
Yeah.
Prime's hand like it's.
And
It
snack.
was actually a pretty cool sequence, if
It's
I'm being honest. I know the show wasn't
$250. That thing should do better, Hasbro.
Yeah, you better make my bed.
I
Tell
love
him,
the
Wolf.
show, though.
Listen,
I love
fucking,
the Japan version though. The American version was cool, but the Japan show was
Okay,
It's got a whole other vibe. I agree with you.
Yeah, it really does.
welcome to the Weibo Hour.
Weeboo.
Weeboo?
What else we got, Gort? Oh, this was another one. I'm trying to get into G.I. Joe so I can add the movie trilogy to my Marvel watch list, but something about the name Joe bugs me. It seems too plain and it reminds me of Sloppy Joe's. Can anyone help me change my mind about the name?
No. Your
This was
mama
a
should
recent
dropped you on
ad.
your head when you was a kid.
This was a recent
Jesus
ad,
Christ.
and I went into the comments, and his little argument is he thinks the name Joe is stupid. It should be like G.I. Kick-Ass instead of
G.I. Ralph.
yeah, like that's literally his argument is against that. And there's so many things wrong with this, but I do want to take 1 second to give him kudos for being one of 3 people on the internet that used the correct "to" when talking about a quantity of something. So I do appreciate him using the correct "to" in that statement.
What
Good
movie trilogy is he talking about?
He's
I was
talking.
lost on that.
So his argument is Marvel used to do the G.I. Joe like his movie list is based on old Marvel comics. So if it was ever a Marvel comic, he watches all those movies. So he's talking about Snake Eyes Origins and then the 2 G.I. Joe movies, which is not a trilogy regardless and should not be in a Marvel watch list.
Oh, so he's double stupid.
Yeah, he's triple stupid because his arguments in there were crazy. The
I'm
comments.
telling you, his mama dropped him on his head as a baby, dude.
Something
and
about
then
the name
kicked him a
Joe
couple
bugs
times.
me.
She might have tried to shoot a goal with him laying on the ground because he was
G.I. Jim.
like one guy was like Carl.
I like it, Anthony. I like it.
Carl. Yeah. Look, Andrew.
So
said
wasn't G.I. Joe like it was supposed to be something, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like not your regular Joe. Like
what
that
it
was a
is
play
is
on the name.
Joe is like
I know Joe Colton is the original GI.
No, that's in the story, but the actual term G.I. Joe is Joe average, like Joe normal. Joe is just like a generic American name. Like
So not your
just
average
called
Joe. That
And
okay,
then
I was right.
G-
All right.
GI is general issue. So
Yes, I know what GI stands for.
at World War II,
Government issue.
government issue. Sorry,
Government
they
issue.
used to call them,
Gastrointestinal.
They used
It's
to
either
call-
or.
They used to call them government issue Joes were a name for American soldiers. And if you look back at the original 12-inch line, they didn't have names. You had the Army guy, you had the Navy guy, you had the Marine. So they were very generic. So they just used the term G.I. Joe, which is a generic term for an American military personnel, to cover it all. It wasn't until the 80s with a Real American Hero where they got names like Duke and this, that, and another thing. And then so his argument is, well, they're no longer just generic, so they should be called something else. And like, dude, it's just
God.
like one person's argument was the same thing I thought. If you got a problem with it, don't fucking collect it. If that's the reason you're fucking fighting, you're in a G.I. Joe collector community talking shit about the name of the line. Fuck off.
Can I say something?
Else.
Call to action for us.
Please.
I just want to say this particular show that people just had too much time on their hands.
Thank
It's
you.
like they just want something to talk about.
That's
And
so
some
most of
people-
these comments
They
are.
want to feel involved. They
Yep,
want to.
right.
They want to trigger you so you can go on rants like that and talk about that whole thing, and
Yeah.
it works. So
This
I
that's
is
want to
that's
hear
all they
myself
do.
talk.
I think
That's
this
all
segment
they
is gonna
do.
be popular. So good
Technically,
job.
what I
Wolf.
did wasn't a rant; it was a information sharing.
No.
I didn't know any of that. That was
I'm
good.
Yeah, I'm just talking about in general.
Mhm.
You
That
know.
was very
Oh, there was
educational.
people going slap off on him in that thing,
Oh no.
and he was still trying to defend it. His argument at the end of the day was he just thinks Joe is a stupid name, like for anybody, anytime, ever.
I know a few Joes, and they're cool people.
Yeah, I know one. I know one that's
Not Joe Siren.
Joe Siren, Joe
Joe
K.
Siren. Love Joe
I know a
Siren.
few Joes.
Just kidding.
Mm.
What else we got?
you. Yep.
Oh, this was a good one. What would you say to a Christian wanting to read Drizzt, but was concerned that reading him might be spiritually damaging? Can someone tell me what Drizzt is?
Okay, so
He's it's a Dungeons and Dragons character.
Oh, and he's concerned that he's going to turn to Satan after he reads this?
Yeah.
So there's an honest answer and then there's a joke answer. And the honest answer is if you are a Christian and that is a thing to you, I guarantee you go down to a Christian bookstore, they have some Christianified version of fantasy stuff that they can read. You like they had what was that? Chronicles of Narnia. Like you can read stuff like that. If that's really what your issue is. But coming into a main group and making that statement was kind of looking for it.
Wolf, the next picture here, this is the response to this, I
Oh,
take it?
we got a response from someone you might know.
He went all hail Satan on him.
E Prime got some things to say.
That man not playing with y'all out here in these streets. He listen, do not say nothing dumb in his vicinity because he will light you up.
My favorite troll.
If anybody tells him that you said something dumb,
oh yeah,
he will go look it up.
All right.
Oh, which group is that? I'm not in there. Add me in that group real quick. Like he loves that. He lives for that shit.
Oh man, the angry New Yorker.
We've had good times.
Yeah,
good times.
Just the joke of it, like there's so many ways to go with that. That's a serious conversation. Like if
listen, man, I'm a Christian, bro. I can care less.
Yeah. The thing is, if you're strong in your religious beliefs and in your Christianity, then reading that book ain't gonna do nothing to you. It ain't gonna tell you go out and sacrifice a goat to Satan or nothing. It just talks about demons and shit in it. I mean, it's not a big deal. I remember my mom had one when I was a kid called it would ruin all of us if it was real, but it was called Turmoil in the Toy Box. It was a Christian book that came out in the 80s talking about how He-Man and Transformers and all that stuff was from Satan and it was going to...
No, they're from Cybertron.
Oh, no, not according to this book. It was crazy.
I literally had Mother of the Church tell me, He-Man doesn't have the power. God has the power. I'm like looking at her like...
God has the power of Grayskull?
With He-Man figure in hand. Sword raised. Really? That's cool. I'm gonna go over here and play in the corner.
Yeah, that's not what Saturday morning told me.
No, but you know, and all of us that grew up back in that era, you know, it is we used to call us holy rollers. They would, call us that, and it's just like, if you were really deep into it, and you would always say stuff like that, just to make sure that you kept yourself in the perspective and all that type of stuff. So, but what didn't happen, what they failed to realize is that we as kids, we have what's called imagination, and it kept us entertained and out of their way in most cases. So now that they ruined our imagination by giving us so much reality, now they're crying about the way the kids are now. So there you go. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm dead serious about that. It's a literal book called Turmoil. Look, Eric Z just talked about it. Turmoil in the Toy Box is a legit book from the 80s. Y'all look that shit up, and it is Star Wars is in there, He-Man is in there, and this person will tell you about how all of it's from Satan and breaks it all down, and it was the craziest thing. My mom purged my whole entire collection when I was like 6 years old because of that damn book, and of course I got it all back eventually because she moved on and shit happens. But yeah, it was wild, dude.
Quick story. Remember Michael Jackson when he was like big, and then his doll came out, that Michael Jackson doll with the red leather jacket, the leather pants, and all that. My aunt bought that for me for my birthday one year. Now, again, remember what I told you earlier about the He-Man. My mom, she's a deacon at the church at the time, and she's like, that's not something that we should be getting into. Do you realize if I still kept that in the box to this day, you realize how much that doll would be worth?
20K, 20, 30K.
Didn't I tell you
exactly?
Didn't I tell you about my mom purging my?
Thanks. Love you, Ma.
Yeah. Didn't I tell you about my mom purging my comic cards? Did I tell you all that story?
Your who cards?
my comic cards. So I had Marvel
Oh.
comic cards, series 1, 2, and 3, completed with the misprints in series 2, all the holographs, all that. I had all the Batman Forever comic cards that they put out with the gold foils and everything. And I had them all in the folder, all cleaned up and nice and ready to go. And my mom went through and gave them away to somebody. What she did not know was in the back page, I had a Mickey Mantle rookie card, a Babe Ruth rookie card, all given to me by my grandfather before he died. Like he was a kid. And she gave them away. And I looked up the math on it. And I said, look, all these Marvel cards and all that, you owe me about $2,500 for all whatever. It was like the early 2000s. So like that was the price around then.
And man, no, you had me at Mickey
Mantle alone was $6,500. You know, and they were like in
probably more than that.
Mint early 2000s. It was mint condition still.
That's what I mean.
They talk to me like even to this day. Here we are now, 2024. She says something. Oh, you remember when you were a kid and I let you borrow $1? Can I borrow $1? I'm like, you remember when you gave away my Mickey Mantle rookie card? Like,
we even.
No. Now that's you. That's you being petty. It's $1. So
yeah.
All right. So
what else?
So before, let's get off that before we all need therapy.
It's too late. So. We buying toys in our 40s. We all need therapy.
Hey, right.
Here's a guy that had 2 months to buy a Vamp, G.I. Joe Vamp, but didn't, and now he's writing letters to Hasbro saying he's very upset that he can't get one. Good timing on that guy.
Pre-orders. Tell him to call me. I got some extras on the way, and if he hit me up, I will be happy to sell him one.
But what he's mad about was like
$100 more.
It was like the week before when Hasbro popped out. Pulse said, "Hey, we found a couple extra. Or people canceled their orders. Here, we got these," and they sold out immediately. Of course, when those those things pop back in. That's what he's mad about. That's what his whole email he's bitching about is he couldn't get those 2 or 3 that popped up, and everybody in the comments like, "Dude, it sat up there for like 6 months for pre-order. Why the fuck didn't you?
Plenty of time."
They don't make you pay up front. Like you could just sit there and have it there for the whole
time.
Not
to mention, you can tell this guy didn't live through the pandemic. Remember when people were ordering stuff and trying to get stuff and the spinning wheel and this, that, and the other? Like,
oh yeah.
Or how soon we forget? Maybe he did live through it and he just got entitled after a while. Like, oh man, that stuff's over. No, dude. Like when it comes down to stuff that people want, like vehicles and the PlayStation Portal when that was coming out, like it's still that's the shoes. It's still a thing, man. Relax. Yep. And it's a toy, bro. Like really, you gonna email Hasbro over a toy?
And that's the thing too is he's dead serious about this. This guy posts this like to me. This would be I'm just fucking around. I just want to see what people say on the internet. I want to see what they think of this. That he actually took time to screenshot his email conversation with Pulse, posted it, and then just sit back and watch the fires and laugh at it and all. No, he was in there defending it, fighting against people who were arguing against his post. Like
at this point, you got to double down.
Yeah. He was dead ass serious on that. That shit was wild.
The only appropriate response to this.
Go fuck yourself, Eric.
Gotta love it.
And he just brought it up in the chat squad. They put it up a few more times just in the last couple of weeks, even since that post was made. So,
rookie.
That's crazy.
Noob.
That's crazy.
Fuck, I hope you learned something. What else we got? We got one more, I think.
Yes, we do.
I'm enjoying this. This
one
is
more.
Fun.
This one's going to lead into our topic tonight.
There you go.
So, if you are a Joe fan, if your name's not Scott Marble, you noticed that there were some reveals earlier. I think a week ago, Hasbro put some new Joes out, and for the first one they revealed was Doc. Fan favorite. People were wanting this one for a long time, and the man in the bottom here, he didn't like this one. He thinks this is a little bit too much social justice for him because they released a character from a TV show.
Well, for what he had said was it's all about the timing.
The timing,
because they released it
February
1st. They released this render,
which February 1st is G.I. Joe Day.
But this year is the 60th anniversary of G.I.
Joe. Like it's I will be the first to admit it didn't make me scream what this guy did, but I literally did hit Eric up. I messaged
Mhm.
Eric B. I was like, look, man, I don't know how to phrase this, but it makes me feel weird. Like it's not what this guy's saying, but it's not straight down the middle normal either. And we had a whole conversation based around it.
Yeah, because Ricky thought that it might have been pandering, and I was like,
Mhm.
pandering is not the right term for it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe piggybacking, social, corporate piggybacking, or this and the other. But I said if it was any other company than Hasbro and the GI Joe line, I could see that. But GI Joe has been full of diversity since its inception.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like that's always been their thing. Now maybe not in the 60s, because I get it, like the 60s was a little different. It was a
But Real American Hero in the 80s.
yeah, but Real American
This
Hero
line.
in the 80s, this line that it's coming from, they've always been about diversity. Spirit, a Native American, had his own storyline, not only in the comics but also in the TV show. He had some good battles with one of the most feared ninjas, Storm Shadow. Like, so like they had
That
their
was his rival
battles.
for a while. Yeah.
That was his rival for a minute. I mean, that guy's right out of Asia, right? So like they had, they had Doc,
You
obviously.
see that? He was one of the first 5 Joes you ever see in the
Absolutely.
cartoon.
You
Like,
got
he
an
was-
Alpine, you got Roadblock, Quick Kick. I mean, women had leader positions. I mean, diversity was they were ahead of their time when it came down to
Yeah.
diversity, man. So this guy clearly doesn't understand the whole aim of GI Joe and what their purpose in doing it. Yes, they wanted to sell toys, but they were also about diversity, big time.
Yep.
I bet this is the same guy who wouldn't understand that the X-Men was built on Malcolm X and Dr. King, like around the whole civil rights movement. I bet
No
this
doubt.
Stuff. Yeah, have not hide.
Wait. It wasn't?
We all know that last post was Derek B bitching about getting Doc on
I
February.
got some bad news.
We block out names, but it was actually him. He just told on us.
Yeah. Hey, Ricky, for the record, I would have told you the same thing. So anyway,
But that's the thing is I knew pandering wasn't the right, and that's literally I sent it to him as a voicemail. I was like, I'm not sure this is the right term, but it's like setting off my spider tingles. Like something feels weird about it. And we talked back and forth. He called me. We talked for a while, and piggyback was kind of the best phrasing. Piggyback off the idea of Black History Month releasing a very important African American character that people have been waiting since the inception of the line to get. So they're piggybacking off of that, which is not necessarily a negative. It's a corporate shenanigan that they do to try to make money, or a marketing ploy, just so Gort doesn't yell at me, which is kind of what's leading into our conversation. And that's what we kind of wanted to go into, the marketing ploys that companies use. And like if it's happened to you, like if you've noticed it over time, like Gort brought up a good one, so maybe he wants to fire off and go, like just to get us rolling. But that's kind of where this whole idea came from, was that conversation I had with you, and then we had it in our meeting conversation, and it kind of built into this. Let's talk about some of the other shenanigans that corporations do. And this guy was trying to present it as a negative. Maybe it's not a negative. Maybe it's smart thought processing, or maybe we take it as a negative. What other stuff?
It's all about a company trying to take advantage of a time of year, a day, a holiday, or things like that. But one of the first things that came to mind is, and there's a lot of examples, but Hasbro putting out the ugly Christmas sweater Black Series figures, and they look stupid. I'm not into that. I know some people are, and I see a lot of it goes to clearance also.
We have one here. I'm sorry. I didn't buy it.
But they put up those pre-orders and do the reveals, ahead of the holiday, but they get them to market by time of the holiday. But it falls right into that category there. Like, it's just a company trying to like capitalize on an interest or something that might be appealing in the moment. And I think in that case, it's going to be more of a impulse buy. Like if you see it on the shelf and it's like, well, 'tis the season. Let's buy some ugly, horrendous repaint figures.
Version 1 Stormtrooper bodies.
Yeah, and I think I think even that though, Gort, is yes, when it comes down to a specific season or a holiday, yes, but it's I think they would never catch flack for that because that has nothing to do with a person's ethnic background.
Oh no.
Right.
So it's not about it being a positive or a negative in regards to that one. I would use it as an example to say that in this case, throwing up Doc in February, it's not. I see nothing negative for it. I think that's a desirable character. It's a loved character. I want that figure now, but I don't think that race or holiday or any of that matters. It's just a company using something to sell something, and it's marketing and advertising really at its finest.
Yeah,
you could point a figure and pretend that's not what it is, and call it social justice. It's not what it is. It's marketing.
Yeah, I think when you this day and age is so fixated on the hot button terms and words,
Yes.
that oftentimes they go looking for that, and then they clearly miss the message.
Yeah.
Right. So like, oh man, you're not gonna shove this thing down his face. I don't want to get into specifics. I don't want to think I want people to think I'm calling people out, or I'm trying to make light of a person's situation. But oh man, you're shoving this thing down my face, and I don't want to see this on TV or this or that, or like, oh my god, like why is it every time this person comes up, you got to talk about that? Like they're looking for it because tensions are so high. In this day and age that they missed the message. Like if you look at this figure, you could see that people are finally happy that they're getting one of their most beloved characters, and it's Doc.
Yeah,
that's the real thing. That's the real meaning of this character being released 1st of February on G.I. Joe Day of no less, like you said. That has nothing to do with Black History Month, man. I'm cool. I'm thankful. You know what I mean? Like it's Doc for me, but a toy doesn't. A toy not gonna help me celebrate my heritage. You know what I mean? Like it's not even about that. Like I'm Black History Month every day. Like I get it. Like for some people, it's like oh man, like you got a month and it's like the shortest, and I can get that argument as well. But at least we got something. Like there's people who don't have a day. There's people who don't have a week. You know what I mean? And some people, like, for some, they like, well, I don't need it. It's cool, but, I got it. I'm cool with it. I'm down.
If you give anything the space to be negative, it's going to be negative.
That's a fact.
So, and that's my whole take on that. It was nothing to think of negatively about. It's Doc. We've all been waiting for that character to drop for a while.
Yeah.
I literally had a conversation with EE about, who's going down the list to see what characters already came out. I was like, yo, they don't have a Doc yet. And he was like, yeah, we waiting on that one. I said, yeah, I can't wait to get that one.
Hey,
and
we
lo
just
and
had
behold,
Alpine revealed last year, right? Like, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but we just got Alpine revealed last year.
Pipeline,
like,
yeah.
So like, if this was really about them trying to piggyback off a race, then they probably would have revealed all of the Black characters every Black History Month. Like,
the one we were talking about too was Roadblock. Being
Roadblock.
0-1.
Yeah.
He was number 1 in the line, 0-1, and that was in August or September when that dropped.
And if you wanted to do another one, we don't have a Frostbite yet.
Iceberg.
We don't have. Iceberg. Damn, I'm fucking up. We don't have an Iceberg. We don't have. Okay, no, we do have Stalker. We got Stalker, Roadblock, Snake Eyes, and
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes is not
black.
To me, he's black.
His costume's black.
To me, he's black. So
in that case, I'm look at my black hoodie.
We'll go with
you
your
can't be more badass than that. When you that badass, you automatically black. Anyway.
No, Derek, listen, I'm not gonna let you do that. That dude is a blonde-haired white guy, bro.
But if you never seen him outside that costume, you wouldn't know. Because everything is covered up. He's covered up just like Spider-Man.
I'm not gonna let you do that.
Okay. When did you
hold on here.
When did you realize that Snake Eyes is white? In the when you saw him in the comics, right? You didn't never see him on the TV show. I never read.
No, hold on.
Incorrect. In the original cartoon, you saw him without gloves, and his hands looked like this.
That's where I was going with that. Thank you.
His hands look just like this.
I gotta be
So
so
from the
technical
very
all the time.
beginning,
Golly.
No, man, I just can't let you. Let you get away with that one, bro. I was with you until you went Snake Eyes. I'm like,
Yeah, you should have stayed off that one, man.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Not on Black History Month all months, bro.
Yeah,
He's just gonna
I want
appropriate
Snake Eyes to be black.
the white guy.
Anyway,
That's what we're doing.
I mean,
So-
man.
all right. Getting
Stalker.
away from
Big lob, big
the
lob.
shenanigans
And now
of
Doc.
Snake Eyes.
Now, you mean to tell me that's the only 2 black characters that we had come out so
No.
far?
No,
We
I'm talking about no. I'm talking about before Doc.
the diver, the 60th anniversary diver, because
Yeah,
Anthony
just
also mentioned it. The old
What's his name?
The 60th anniversary.
Exactly.
There is no name because it's the 60th anniversary GI Joe. The
Exactly.
12
Yeah,
inch.
back in the day,
There
none of
were
them had
Okay, so there's
American
3.
figures in the 60s. They just
So there was
One
3 before
prevalent.
Doc. So there's 3
Yeah,
before
there
Doc.
were 3 before Doc.
you got
Okay.
shooter.
Oh yeah,
Roadblock,
the rifle
Stalker.
girl.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let
That's Stalker already.
Let me explain to you why you right.
But no, I joke, but
I got 6
but in all
Snake Eyes.
but in all seriousness, I didn't look at it that way because I was just excited because for me, I was just excited to have a Doc out, because I've been waiting for that character for a while.
Andrew, wow.
And to everybody's point, if you wanted to pander to Black History Month, you would have released a majority of black characters in it because you would have released Iceberg in that mug too. So that's pretty much the run of black characters, I guess.
But like Dare
Big
makes I'm sorry, we're missing the Big Lob. You're right.
Big
We
Lob,
are missing
yeah.
Big Lob.
Yes,
Yeah.
Big Lob. Yeah, we are missing.
But
Big
Who
Lob.
never had a figure.
Dare
he's pretty
make a
neglected.
great
That's
point.
what I was trying to get to, the 60th anniversary ones.
No, not the 60th anniversary is. I'm talking about what Dare's point. All the troopers, as of recent time, have come out with blackface. And as a matter of fact, one of the
Televiper. Mhm.
well, not
Mhm.
just the Televiper, but if you look at that Viper 3-pack, one of them was
Troll.
black if you looked at his arms. So
Mhm.
they have been doing their best to integrate black characters, not
Yeah.
just on the Joe side, but even
Mhm.
in the trooper side. And actually, the first female Cobra character that I saw was a black girl when they were on that island and they were stuck. The fighter pilot,
Raven.
the Raven. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, they've always been
show?
trying to. It was on GI Joe when her and
Which one?
it was her and Wild Bill or one of the guys.
When they
It wasn't
crash
Wild
landed.
Bill when they crashed and landed. The guy who was
it's one of the season 2 pilots. I can't think of the name.
Airborne or whatever his name.
No,
was.
not Airborne.
not Airborne, might be Crazy Legs, but it's one of them. I don't
Mm.
remember, but I just remembered the young lady specifically because I was like, oh, that's new. I haven't seen because on the Cobra side, like you've seen black guys or whatever, but it was a black female. I was like, oh, that's new.
Mhm.
That's new. It was cool though.
Okay.
And like even
I gotta
Shooter,
rewind- I
we
gotta
talked
recheck
about her
that out.
having a figure. She was just from the comics. and-
Slipstream.
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 And from what I
Mm.
understand, she didn't even make it through the first comic. So it's like she was an in and out character in the comics. And we've
Slipstream
already
was
got
a
her
dude.
figure. Shooter.
Oh no, he said Slipstream.
I know, but I was talking about Shooter when he said
Yeah.
Slipstream.
No,
Right,
Slipstream
okay.
was the character in the
Mhm.
Raven episode.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Raven
Gotcha.
episode.
Yeah, the neighbor. That's what we were just talking about. I think he joined us a little behind. I think he might be a little behind in the chat.
Yeah. So it's been there. And Brink's last comment kind of touched on the same thing I said to Eric B. I was like, that is true. All those things have come around beforehand, but
Hang
to
on.
wait till February 1st, like I was
Yeah,
playing
I would
both sides
consider
against the middle.
a coincidence
playing-
myself.
I was playing both sides against the middle, trying to get a read on it and proper wording. And this is before we got to the piggybacking on it. Is my thing is this is just a render. That means they could have showed it last month. They could have showed it 6 months ago. They could have showed it 9 months ago. It wouldn't fucking matter. This is just on a computer. But they waited until February 1st to drop it. And that's when
Right.
Eric was like,
February 1st being a specific momentous
wait a second,
day.
wait a second. And that's when Eric said,
Yeah.
piggybacking. That's when we got to that term piggybacking.
And
It
in
checked
your,
multiple boxes. It's a character everybody wanted. It was an African American, a character that everybody wanted. It is February 1st, the beginning of Black History Month. It is also G.I. Joe's
In
60th
the
anniversary, and
post
he's
that,
one of the first 5 characters.
in the
So it
post
checks
that-
all the boxes.
in the post that Hasbro made, all it says is something in the top there, embracing diversity of characters.
Diversity of characters.
And if that's enough to set people off.
But that's why I'm saying that's what set that dude off, and that's why
Yeah,
that makes.
yeah.
I'm not pointing at you, Derek. I was pointing at the picture.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
That's what
I'm waiting
that's
to
what
see
set
what-
that dude off. He was being an idiot about it, and that's why I reached out and asked questions, because it's okay to have a question and it's okay to feel a certain way. Just don't go putting that on the internet unless that's how you fucking feel. Because once it's on the internet, you ain't taking that shit back.
Then the other point that I wanted to bring up was it wasn't the only character they revealed on that day.
Fact. That is a fact.
They revealed 3 other characters, 2 of which everybody also wants: Jinx
Torch.
and Torch.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the Night Creeper soldier, if you were into the ninja line, I mean, I'm a ninja guy, so I was gonna get that as well. But I mean, come on, man. Like, people just need to relax a little bit, man. And it's hard to do, again, because basically the world's on fire right now. Just everybody's just so tense.
Yeah. Wait till they come out with dial tone. Which sex are gonna which way are they gonna go with dial tone? I wonder.
Well, I mean, they could do both, but just like Doc,
What's it?
I
Is there a
actually
female
envisioned in
Doc?
my head when they did Doc.
Yeah,
as,
there's a female dial tone.
I envisioned that they did, Doc and his daughter in a 2-pack, which wouldn't be a bad way to do it.
What was his daughter name? What was the daughter's code name though?
Doc.
No. Okay, so she took on his name.
Yeah.
She took on his code name. Okay.
They're both
okay.
Doc.
I never knew that. So.
But what Dare says here is an interesting point, because that one does have that, but do they do that every time it's somebody of color or not? I mean, I don't.
No,
I don't
it's
even
just
read the
people
blurb.
correlating. It's just people correlating Black History Month, and then you put diversity together. So I think that's what he's talking about when you say diversity on the first day of Black History Month. Then, like, just don't even say it. But excuse my language, but fuck them.
Yep.
Like, it is important embracing diversity. So what? It fell on February 1st. Get fucking bent.
That's right. Who gives a fuck?
I don't care.
We want Doc, and we got Doc. Go get fucked.
Right.
G.I. Joe
and that's a character I'm actually going to order on Hasbro Pulse.
And you know what's crazy? They talked about, even when they were doing reveals for Stalker coming, they talked, and Spirit, they talked about the rich history of diversity. Then people just haven't been paying attention, man. This stuff, it starts to piss me off after a while, man, because people just want something to talk about, and they just want to try to stir the pot. Well,
those red buttons.
You stir the pot over here, I'm gonna make you eat some shit, because like
that's it. You're gonna eat this pie, Allie Mae.
It's just dumb, man.
Yeah, you're right though. But that's why he didn't even phrase it that way. He did that Joe woke stuff. Like, he wants to talk about woke. Like, he tried to tie it back to that. Like, everybody wants to do these red button conversations and just put it out there and see what happens. And it becomes a huge issue. Like, people don't understand that this is a game to them. That could have started something that turned out really bad in the real world outside somebody's front door. That could have went left really quick.
Yeah, those people would never say this type of stuff out in public.
That's right.
Keyboard warriors like a motherfucker. Keyboard, man.
Anonymity of social media.
And using woke incorrectly. You know?
Absolutely.
That's another thing. That's a whole nother
conversation.
And another day. I'm with you.
I'm with you. And I'm gonna let y'all know that's probably the third time I've ever heard Eric B actually say a real adult cuss word. So that motherfucker all kinds of dicks on the internet.
This is me off, man, because it's like, dude, we can never move forward if you nitpick about everything.
That's right.
It's impossible.
Like, dude doesn't even cuss in text message. He says laughing my butt off in text messages. Like, he doesn't even cuss in text messages. So that dude on the internet said that shit about Doc, eat all the dicks. Okay, he made my dude cuss over here.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Dare, I can't wait. It is around that time, Super Bowl time, man. Dare does a Hall of Fame for MP.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait.
Good night, buddy. Wait, I thought he just did one.
No,
Dare, I thought you just did one.
It's probably the nominations, but this is like the actual.
He's doing his Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
But it led into we were talking about this stuff, and we were talking about different things, and one of the things I'd brought up before was the there's this, everybody out there knows Elf on a Shelf. Like y'all have
Mhm.
seen it, you've heard of it. You either do it or you don't. I got it kind of as a gag. Most people watching already know this. I was raised Jewish, and Jewish through my mother's side of the family, and I, as a gag to myself, because I don't follow any kind of religious anything. Every year, one of my Christmas presents to myself is to take a picture of my kids holding a menorah in front of our Christmas tree and sending it to my mom and waiting for the fallout of whatever text comes behind that.
Ooh.
Okay.
So as a gag one year, we got her this thing called Minch on a Bench, which is the most stereotypical Jewish rendition of Elf on a Shelf you could possibly think of. And I made it as a gift from my kids. You know how that is. We buy them, the kids give them, it's their gift. She proudly displays this thing every fucking year when we go over to her house for Hanukkah to have like dinner and stuff together. And every time I walk in the door, I have to fight the urge just to laugh my ass off every time I see this thing. And
Does she know that it's steeped in the original Elf on the Shelf history? Does she know?
Okay, so my mom, I don't know what the term would be for it. So you know what a weeb is? Like everything Japanese is so much better than American versions of anything Japanese. My mom is the Jewish version of that. Like it doesn't matter what it is. If there's a Jewish version, it is perfect and everything else is trash compared to it. So she loves it and thinks it's amazing. She thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread, is how we say it down here in the South. It is the best thing since sliced bread. She doesn't understand why I think it's hilarious that she loves it. But it's stuff like that. Like I asked the question when we were talking about it, like during like Hispanic history. I think they have a month too, Hispanic History Month or Hispanic History Time. Could you imagine them putting out a stuffed animal version of a bowl of rice with black beans on it and everybody being cool with it? Like that would be okay for the world to have that out there?
No, it'd have to be a dude with a sombrero on the bench.
Yep. Yeah, like a Cinco de Mayo, like, and that's the thing is it's stereotypical. It is. You see me, like I got sideburns, I got a fade, like I don't mess around. Like this guy has the payas, which are the curls on his thing. He has a whole beard. He has
probably got tassels and all that.
He's got his talit on. Like he is dressed up like a Hasidic Jew walking through the Diamond District of New York. Like everything you've ever thought of stereotypical in your head, that's how this dude is dressed and presented. And I always thought that was weird. And I talked with a friend who also grew up Jewish and is Jewish. And I was like, can you think of one thing that's aimed, and again, being how I was raised, it's something I focus on. Can you think of one thing that is Jewish that wasn't a stereotypical representation of something Jewish? And I was talking about some of the answers we had, and I think Wolfie actually found one online, like a mitzvah moose. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but I'm here on the internet to tell y'all my mom's getting it for her birthday this
same
year.
company that made that.
Yeah, it's fucking happening. And like
Dreidel dog.
Like it's got to be stereotypical. It's not just a normal. Jewish people are just like everybody else. African Americans are just like everybody else. The only difference is a religion or a skin tone or a bloodline. It's crazy to me how stuff is so. I keep going to it. Stereotypical. Like there's no middle ground on it. It's.
Listen, stereotypes exist.
Yeah, but the fact that that's the only representation.
Ricky, like, hang on. Can I ask you a question? The guy, I think the guy who made this is Jewish. Does that make it any better?
No, I don't care. It's not bad. I don't think it's a negative. I just think it's not just a guy sitting on a bench. You know, like give him a talit, so you know he's Jewish. He's wearing a talit, which is the thing that everybody sees. Is the prayer shawl that you wear over your clothes. So if you saw that, that's or even just a kippah. You could just have his yarmulke on and be good to go, and you would know that person was Jewish just from that. But they went full tilt. They turned all the way the fuck into it. He's got to have the talit and the hat and the payas and the this and the that.
Well, but to be and let me just jump in there for a little bit. they at least chose the most respected person in the Jewish community, which is somebody who would be considered almost like a rabbi, like the one of the guys in the highest esteem, right?
You wouldn't know that. You don't see. That's what
I
I'm
know
saying.
that though because I mean,
But what I'm saying is you wouldn't know that. If I took a Hasidic Jew and stood next to a rabbi, a Hasidic rabbi, you wouldn't know the difference. The only difference between the two is one would be older than the other. But if I took two old Hasidic Jews and stood them next to each other, you wouldn't know the difference between the rabbi and the guy who wasn't the rabbi.
I guess what I'm getting at is the cloth makes a difference, right?
No.
So if you have, that's
No,
why I said
every
tassel.
Jewish male has the talit. Like you get it at your bar mitzvah. It is given to you as your one of your main bar mitzvah things. And as you grow, you might get a
Oh
bigger
no, you're
one.
right. Yeah, because you
When you
wear it on the
married and
Sabbath
you have
day
a
when
family,
you
get
go
bigger.
to the synagogue because you're
Mhm.
supposed to wear it upon entering the synagogue.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
You get the bigger one to cover your whole family as you grow into being married and stuff. Like so,
Yeah,
there's
you're right.
different levels, and they all wear the same. And as I'm saying, yeah, old dude with a keep on standing next to an old dude with a keep on, you wouldn't know which one's the rabbi unless he introduced himself,
Yeah,
or you
that's
would
true.
see the respect given by the other guy. He would step back or he would introduce, and like it'd be
No, I
different.
was conflating or confusing the talith with the headdress. I forget what it's called, but it's
Keep
almost like a shawl.
yarmulke, the thing on the head.
Not the yarmulke, but it's the actual thing that the rabbi would use in
That's
the
the talit.
synagogue.
You just pull the talit up like a hood.
It's pulled
Like,
up, so that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So that's
Everybody does that.
Well, everybody does that at a specific point. But
When you're doing like the Shema and stuff, anytime you're praying to God, you do that to cover your
yes,
eyes.
and
'Cause you're not supposed to look on
reading
God.
from the Torah, exactly.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's what I was getting. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Like so everybody ends up doing. That's what I'm saying. Like specifically, like this guy is literally just a Jewish guy. Like he could be a rabbi, he could be a butcher, he could be the librarian. You wouldn't know just from looking at him, but you damn well know he's Jewish because everything's short of seeing his circumcision scar. This doll has it all. Like it's all there. Like you know that dude's Jewish sitting on that bench. And I
you
just
got
always
it and your mom loves it. That's awesome.
and does not even know, like thinks it's a whole cute thing. But like our dogs destroy squeaky toys, like stuffed animals and squeaky toys. We buy them for them all the time. She bought them like a moose that has like a Star of David on it, and like its antlers with the fucking menorah for Hanukkah. And my dogs tore that shit up too, and I thought that was hilarious. Took a picture of its dead, destroyed body underneath my Christmas tree, sent it to her. It was great. It was amazing. But like that's the thing is it's everything's so stereotypical, and oh man, that's a line I don't know if I'm ready to cross. But how would that feel? You guys are intelligent. I don't need to say words for you guys to be intelligent. Okay. If Doc came with stereotypical stuff, things that ignorant people think Doc would have because of his color and his ethnicity, how would you feel about that?
I can tell you as an adult, I don't like how they portrayed Roblox back in the day.
With the rhyming.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like
it. It was like literally every black character. It was always about that jive. It was always that jive talking and rhyming and all that. You know, because you had the same thing. Well, shit, I can't say this.
Now here's where I changed a little bit of my stance. But when I first became an adult, I was just like, man, like it's kind of whack. Like, but I grew up in an area where, I grew up in an era, not area, but when they would tell us that young black men would only make it to a certain age, and you die before you're 25, and if you make it out, you're an exception to the rule, and this, that, and the other, and rap music is what's killing your community, and yada yada yada. So I was kind of preconditioned to think, well, dang, that's what they thought of us then. You know what I mean? This, that, and the other. But there is a large swath of our community who enjoy hip hop and this, that, and the other. So they gave you, even in that, G.I. Joe was being diverse because they gave you Doc, who was a doctor. They gave you Roadblock, who was the heavy gunner, who was also, he was leading a troop himself. But he talked in rhyme patterns. They gave you Alpine. So they still was giving you diverse because black people are not a monolith, right? So I thought it was still smart to do it. It took me some time to come to that realization, but when I first grew up as an adult, I was like, I don't dig it. I don't track it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like to phrase it, it's a phrase I didn't create, but it's that aggressive, heavy-handed, like blaxploitation brought out and dropped into mainline and treated like it's how it actually is when it's not really that way. Like, am I kind of catching that like that?
Yeah, it just kind of seemed like, man, like it was this is the representation that we want to have black people on. But I latched on to that because when I was a kid, he was one of my favorite Joes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kids like music, kids like
Mm-hmm.
rhyme. Like that's just, you know, it is what it is. But then also the few white kids in my neighborhood loved him and Gung Ho. Like Gung Ho and him always went hand in hand when we were playing in the sandbox and at the playground and stuff like that. But
right. Like it's when you look back, like a lot of us miss that. But if you go back to those old ones like that, the one thing like to have them talk in rhyme or in the 90s, the hot button word ebonics, like using a phrase to try to describe a whole way of speaking with each other. They also had characters like they would have the African American characters always had to break dance. For some reason, it happened in every show that I ever saw. They'd be fighting, it turned into breakdance. Like, why does it have to, you know, like it's always that typical stuff, like people stereotyping would use that. And I don't know, like now as I get older and like we're having this kind of heavy conversation about it, is I don't know how I feel about it. Like that's what made me call Eric and I told him the life I lived and grew up made me think this wasn't it's not bad, but it's not 100% okay. Something felt off about this. I need to discuss this. I need to reach out and see why I'm feeling the way I feel about it. I think that guy was retarded with what he said. I don't think but he did the opposite of what I did. I reached out and asked a question and said, help me figure this out. He just went out there and put his first thought that popped into his fucking head on the internet and act like it was written in stone.
Social justice, as if social justice is bad. And we've had this conversation before too. Like social justice is not bad.
It's never a bad thing. Like the term itself is not a bad thing. It's used, I think, incorrectly.
The way it's used.
Yep. Hey, and to comment on Dormammu's comment when he said that was legit the 70s and 80s of G.I. Joe complete stereotypes. Yeah, they took stereotypes, but they made them cool. And so that's what I give them. Again, G.I. Joe was so ahead of his time, man. I could talk G.I. Joe all night. Is one of my favorite franchises, but having Spirit as almost adorned and like almost an Indian chief almost, or you know, a leader in an Indian tribe, like he still was dressed in U.S. military gear, but there was pieces of his Native American heritage in his costume and his outfit. Like that was dope, man. Like, you know, having the headband, he didn't have a feather in his head, I don't remember, but he had a bandana. His hair was in a braid. He had like a knife with an eagle on it. He had Indian boots that he wore, so that was cool.
He had like the arrowhead necklace too, didn't he? Like
yeah, that was cool. And he had a hawk, and he talked about spirit animals. Like, yes, that might be seen as a stereotype, but it was made to look cool. You know what I mean? And that,
presented as a positive, not a negative.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. You got Quick Kick, man. He's still one of my favorite G.I. Joes. That dude was running around in the woods barefoot. But he looked cool. He looked badass, man. He looked cool. They made it look cool. And that was the difference. Like, it wasn't just a stereotype for the sake of stereotype. And it's like, okay, we know that this can be seen as a negative. We know that this is bad things. And look at me. I'm not speaking for G.I. Joe. It's just how I perceived it. You know what I mean? This is how I jacked it.
Yep.
Yeah, but our perceptions of it is kind of the point. That's kind of the point of this whole conversation. It is our perceptions of it. It's not gonna read the same to like, and I don't even have to make it me. Derek growing up where he grew up and you growing up where you grow up might get the same feel, but a different read off the same exact thing. That is the best thing about being human beings and the worst thing, because it's the best thing because it creates a conversation, but a lot of people use it to create an argument instead of a conversation. And I don't like that. That's why it's reach out and ask somebody. You don't have to go like that all the time. Sometimes it's just okay to say, hey, what's your thoughts on this? And y'all know me, I'm an opinionated motherfucker. I'll tell somebody quick to go fuck themselves, they're wrong. So if I reach out and ask, it's because I'm trying to learn and handle it correctly.
I think you did a good job. I mean, you made and that's one of the things about me is that somebody can ask me something through text, and I feel like I don't never want stuff to get lost through translation or lost through text. So I immediately said, after I listened to the message, I was like, can you take a call? Because it's just not, it's so much, and I don't want it to get lost. And not that, you would, we got a pretty good relationship, but it's become a habit. Even at home, like I do the same thing. Like if something's starting to look like, okay, no, we need to talk about this in person. You want to glean so much through text.
So I have no idea. Like I really thought this was gonna get us through it. We got a little bit of time still. We're trying to make it just a little bit longer. Try to fill our gap in, our quota in. So I can't remember what we decided we were gonna have as a backup topic. Derek's answer was Ghostbusters in space. I have no fucking idea what he's talking about. So we're gonna go to Derek and let him talk about Ghostbusters in space and try to kill.
Y'all really want me to talk about Ghostbusters in space?
Hey, I asked a legit question. That was the answer you gave. You better have a fucking joke.
This a real thing, or was that just a joke?
No, that was definitely a joke. Like
hey, you put it in there.
I honestly can't remember the backup topic.
Look,
because just like you, I really thought that this was gonna, get us all the way to the 2-hour mark. So,
well, I can go a little.
We can keep going. I'm going to keep going, a little longer. But I felt like it was just like a couple of us talking about it. I don't want to.
Look, if we're trying to find something to talk about, I think we might be good then tonight.
And Gort is always one to push the end button. Do not agree with him because he loves to fucking end the show. It don't matter. 10 minutes into it, 2 hours into it, he loves to hit an end button.
So Quick Kick? What was Quick Nick? Quick Nick. What was what was Quick Kick's ethnicity? I can't remember. Was it Filipino or was it?
No, he is Chinese by way of America. He was born in America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's an American natural born citizen.
Mm-hmm.
He was a movie star, remember? In the stuff.
Yeah, I know.
He's Bruce Lee in cartoon. He's Bruce Lee on a cartoon.
Okay. All right. But yeah, because I love the way they, we were talking about Quick Kick earlier. I love the way they did his character, and also I was going through a G.I. Joe binge the other day. It was the episode where he met the girl and met the girl in his class and whatnot. Yep. And they hit it off, and then she was fucking him around the base and whatnot. So yeah, and they thought that she was a spy for Cobra and whatnot. Come to find out, it was Baroness dressed up as Lady J. Yeah, it was a whole thing. But yeah, I really did like Quick Kick's character.
Mm-hmm. I was super ecstatic when they said that they was releasing him.
Yeah,
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
See, characters like that, where he has the girlfriend for the episode, I kind of half wonder, Marvel Legends style, if they might throw that in 2-packs later with some sort of repaints, with their respective counterparts.
Yeah, like a Baroness head swap or something like that. Like just to switch out, give you just a girl with the outfit and switch it out, something like that.
Well, like because you could because she dresses up as like the Cobra Trooper for a second there. Like you can do that, or Shipwreck had Mara, and you can have one with like the blue face or whatever.
Yeah, that's a thought. Has that really been their MO though? They haven't really done that, right?
It hasn't been long enough yet, so it could be
things
that we get in the future, or I'm sure they got the idea jotted down somewhere.
I could see Super 7 doing that before Hasbro, to be honest.
Oh, definitely.
That fits their MO more than I think.
Earlier, they put that right into their reaction line. And that's one I would love to see in the main line for Classified.
Oh, Baroness as the trooper?
No, the Raven pilot.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Wait, Eric, you said you never liked Quick Kick, but this is Eric Zronick. I never liked Quick Kick, but I'll buy the figure to complete the trio with Bazooka and Alpine. Oh, man, okay.
Why you buy stuff you don't like?
Right.
Don't do that.
I mean,
Because
Bazooka's
sometimes
already out. Okay, so
it's
we're still waiting on
aesthetically
Alpine
pleasing.
too, right?
Well, he's putting that up there. He just really likes the Pyramid of Darkness.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
aesthetically
Yeah.
pleasing to have the set, man. Some
He,
people like
Yeah.
he's buying it because he wants that fudgy bar to give to Bazooka.
Fudgies.
I mean,
Oh,
be
he
honest,
comes
man.
with that. He comes with that, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
He does.
Wow.
There's plenty of
That-
Transformers that people wouldn't have normally bought, but they want to complete a look or a set.
I gotta go
It's
through this
not-
list again because I could have sworn Alpine hasn't been released yet.
Yeah.
He has not.
They
Pipeline.
haven't
Okay.
shown him
No.
either.
Okay.
Did
I
y'all
don't know,
see
they
the
showed him.
question?
They showed a render.
So,
They showed a
Eric, you
render
still
out
gotta
there.
wait for. Did they? Okay, so you still gotta wait
I don't
for
remember
Alpine
an
too.
Alpine render.
Yeah,
Did you-
because I'm
did you
waiting.
see
You
the-
know what? You know who I'm waiting on? I'm waiting on Leatherneck and Wetsuit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the duo I'm waiting on
I want Deep Six with his space shuttle
the
suit
shark.
and the shark.
with the shark. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Esteban actually had a question in the chat. I don't know if y'all talked about it while I ranted ahead real quick.
No.
But he said, "Do
let's
you
highlight
remember
it.
a bad shenanigan when it came to Black History Month?
A bad shenanigan?
Like this, technically, the doc thing wasn't a bad shenanigan. Like it wasn't. It was a corporate ploy, but not a negative. That was the piggybacking we're
think
talking
about
about.
that.
But he's asking, do you
Wasn't it
remember a negative one?
IKEA that had the collard greens or something?
Yes.
Like what was that?
So I can
The
tell
rest-
you, Wanda Sykes. Yes, IKEA was serving that in their menus, in their restaurant as well. But Wanda Sykes went to go do NBC's one of them shows. It was the Today Show,
Mhm.
and in the lunchroom they were serving collard greens, fried chicken, grape drink, and watermelon. That is a shenanigan. You're
Mhm.
talking about a stereotype when it's done wrong. First of all, there's black people who don't even eat watermelon. I know a lot of them. My wife does not like watermelon. There's
Mhm.
black people who don't like grape drink because it's just sugar water. And honestly, and I mean, fried chicken. Everybody likes fried chicken. You ain't got to be black to like
Yeah.
fried chicken. Everybody likes fried chicken, bro.
Now, what's this IKEA thing? I missed this one. What is this?
Yeah, I don't remember this.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I
a
never
similar
knew.
thing.
I don't go to IKEA enough to notice their menus, so you know.
I've never been to their restaurant part. I just know you
I,
can smell those Swedish meatballs.
I only know.
was,
I only know about the meatballs. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
the
year or two
meatballs. Yeah.
ago, and it was for February. They had put that onto the menu. I think it was that and like a couple other things. But
They
that's
put
all. that
collard
stands out.
greens on their menu.
Yeah, you know, IKEA has like a little restaurant in there.
Yeah, I know with the
Yeah.
meatballs and
Yeah.
all that shit in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. They just had
No
it in there.
shit. So for Black History Month,
Mhm.
they added collard greens to the menu.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
nuts.
see if I can pull it up. IKEA.
Hmm.
And I didn't see the pipeline reveal, so maybe it's just by name. It's a name reveal.
Yeah. And I don't
But
like
there's
the change of the Nemesis Enforcer to the Nemesis Immortal. I think that's just they're getting fucking dumb. That's getting retarded.
I want to know who. I want to know who copyrighted Nemesis Enforcer, other than
No,
Hasbro.
they got rid of it because it became a negative, right? Like they didn't want it. They didn't want the Enforcer.
Nah,
No,
I think they
someone-
lost the right.
Someone
Yeah.
trademarked the name. It was banned.
That's it. Yep,
Mhm.
that's it.
Oh,
So it's just them doing what they have to do. I mean, they could have just called him Cobra La Nemesis Enforcer, like adding Autobot or Decepticon to the
listen,
name. Like
it doesn't matter.
Right.
The box is going in the trash. You can call whatever you want
Exactly.
after that.
We know what it is. What do you give a shit what's on the box?
Not my
So,
Exactly.
correction, it wasn't Black History Month, but it was Juneteenth,
Okay, there it is.
which is just as bad to me.
No, that's
um,
probably worse.
Yeah, yep. So on the last day the slaves knew that they were
Ooh.
free in Texas, you just gonna give them some fried chicken, watermelon, mac and cheese, and collard greens on your
Wow.
menu.
Right.
That sounds like a Texas thing. Yeah.
I mean, it was in Atlanta at that.
Oh, Atlanta. I'm sorry.
Woo! Even worse.
They said
Oh
Happy
my God.
Juneteenth.
In
Here's fried
Chocolate
chicken
City.
and collard greens.
Bro,
That's bananas.
I would have been pissed off. You hear me? Pissed off, bro. Woo! Dang, IKEA. That's just
nuts.
dumb. It's dumb, man. Like now, see, that's when it's silliness. That's when we like you can clearly just tell that
They are
No thought was put into it.
no, they thought about it. They thought about it. They just didn't. They don't have
care.
nobody on their team with any ethnic sensitivity training, because that's just dumb, man.
Yeah, very
Ain't no
foolish.
black people told you that was cool.
Maybe it was the the
now, how would
proper
you feel about that
Swedish
if somebody did? What if like one of their upper corporate person was African American? They're like, oh, dude, I love fried chicken and collard greens. Fuck yeah, let's do that. How would you feel about that then?
I'd be even like, you setting us back, bruh. Is what I would be more pissed at him than I would be at them for doing that.
Right.
Like, you
now
know
you're
better.
giving
And if
them
you don't, you
permission
ought
to
to
act
know
like
better.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
because they'll
absolutely.
take it as a permission to say and think that way. Yep. Nice.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not jacking that, dude. I'm not jacking that at all.
All right. Well, I feel like we're winding down. Any of y'all want to fire off anything more? No, you're good, Eric. Do we want to fire off any more? I don't want to.
Well, for you guys,
I can literally feel his finger twitching over the internet, like it's twitching on that button. So
happy Black History Month.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go get your doc. It's still up for pre-order.
Right. Yeah. Don't be screaming later. Oh, I'm just gonna wait till March 1st to pre-order mine. Yeah, it's gonna be sold out.
You better not order Torch until March 1st.
Right. Oh man.
Wolf, what you got, man? You look like you had something.
But I'm on Hasbro Pulse right now.
I'm good. Hasbro.
That's it.
Let's wrap.
All right, before we get out of here, what y'all think of the HasLab? Y'all happy it funded? I heard it funded finally today.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy that it did. You know,
I kind of wanted one. I'm holding tight because I mean I had that toy when it first dropped when I was a little younger. So I do want one, but there's other stuff that I want that's a little more of a need for my collection than that. So I'm glad for people who backed it. Happy for the people who wanted it. Happy for the people who are going to get it on the second market. happy for
Derek, who's going to win 3 of them in a raffle. So
I have them loose. I have the Optimus and the Ultra Magnus loose. I have them in the box, and I also have the Japanese versions of those still in the box. So
flex.
I'm looking forward to
that
one release.
Flex.
But real talk, I'm actually glad that they're doing it. I mean, I personally I thought that they could do something better, but you know, hey, it is what it is. But I'm still getting something that's going to be nice, and it's going to be nice.
I know that I get that they're saying the 40th anniversary of Transformers as a franchise, but it's only 40 because of G1. Like if they were going with post G1, then they would only be at their 30th anniversary because of Beast Wars. So I still think they should have went something G1 specific for the 40th anniversary. Like we talked about last year. Like you got Return of the Jedi's 40th anniversary. Oh, cool story. Here's Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru from episode 4. You know, like that doesn't make no fucking sense. We're talking about Return of the Jedi. You know, like
so what you're saying is they should have kept the HasLab Unicron for this number and just gave you other stuff.
Like they could have done something. They could have done an updated Metroplex. They could have done an updated Fort Max. They could have done an actual HasLab level fucking Omega Supreme, not the mainline one that just released a couple years ago. They could have done. There's other stuff they could have done. A really nice high end combiner team as a set. They don't have to make one huge character for $400. They could have done like Star Saber was like $180. They could have done a combiner team for $180, just a really nice updated version of them. They could have done other stuff that was G1 oriented.
I'm happy it's funding because it pissed people off.
I'm happy it's funding for those who got it. Like.
No, you're not. Shut up. You just went on this friend and go, I think it should have been G1. You're not happy for anyone.
Did I say
liar?
I think they should have. I didn't say fuck everybody who got this because they didn't.
I can read between the lines.
Yeah, you said
read between these lines.
I knew that was
those lines, motherfucker. Yeah, how about that? But
I know what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I don't ever hate on the HasLabs because I don't usually fund those like right out the gate. Like I did the Hiss Tank and I did the Dragonfly. They got me on the secondary market with Unicron because that came out before I was into collecting bigger stuff
when you
like
picked
that.
it up.
Yeah. Left that box sitting in that bank.
Yeah, I was like, hey, did he?
Unicron rode all the way back to Florida.
Didn't I call you? Didn't I call you and was like, hey, did you
got your Unicron?
He's like, oh man, that's just a box. I was like, all right, then, you good.
He's sitting in planet mode on top of all our suitcases in the back. Look, a big old fucking beach ball in my rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that box wouldn't even go in my trunk. It was crazy. But yeah, so I wasn't into it then. So I'm always okay with people getting whatever they want. I just don't understand this one because even in the Transformer community, this series only seems to get just slightly more love than like the Unicron trilogy. Like
I can tell you, it wasn't about the series; it was about that toy. That people loved that set.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because even as a chug, it was a dope. It was
ahead of its time. It had the paint. It had the articulation. It had the shelf presence. It was pretty dope, man. It was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It was like some of the cues that you have now, and Gort will probably remember this. Like a lot of the articulation points you have now in figures probably stem from that. Because that was like groundbreaking.
They come from two places, primarily Beast Wars and then that toy line.
Yep, I can agree with that. Definitely.
Yep.
Like Dawn of the
Megatron specifically. Yeah, the Megatron specifically was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah. So congratulations to those that got it. Congratulations to those who save some money and don't have to get it. Fuck Wolfie for reading between the lines all the time. I think we're gonna roll around here and see where everybody can be found at. I'm gonna start with Wolfie, so I don't have to hear his stupid fucking mouth no more. So go ahead and get him out the way first.
Dang, homie.
Wolfie, I love you, man. Tell us where we can find you, dude.
Eric Vaughn Wolfenstein on all your social media needs, and come see me at NJCC in a couple weeks and buy all my shit.
Hey,
what you selling? Like general outlay, what are you selling? Like what kind of stuff?
I'm selling all my G1.
Oh, you are doing NJCC.
Oh,
you're selling your G1 collection?
Yeah.
Oh, you really just wanted to check that last box and get it the fuck out of there.
I'm gonna buy Robots in Disguise now, just to piss you off.
Not pissing me off. I saved money. Are you really
hey man, I'm looking forward to you coming up though. For real. Yeah, I'm gonna be up there that weekend.
Jokes aside, are you really dumping your G1 collection?
Swear to God.
That's what he just told us.
Nice.
Yeah,
he also said right after that he was going to collect Robot in Disguise, so I thought it was a gag.
Well, we knew that was the joke.
No shit. So you really just got that last one? Because I remember a couple months ago you were trying to finish getting those last couple of Target Masters or whatever.
Yeah, there's still more to go, but I'm just...
Oh, you're done with it?
This was a bad idea.
Yeah, I feel you. They don't display that well, man. It's hard.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
But anyway... That's me.
All right, so NJCC. And then we're going to roll to Eric B. Thank you for popping in and helping us out and having this conversation, man. We appreciate you. Where can we find you?
Yeah, man. Yo, you can find me, Eric B, in your Facebook groups under Eric Burgess. You can find me on Instagram, Mr_EW82. That's primarily where I do my toy photography. I just made a few posts recently. And then you can also find my wife, myself, and our board putting in work for Kennedy's Village, where we do our best to bridge the gap between sickle cell research and care. There's a new article they just got posted about gene therapy and its benefits. And we can see, thanks, man. We can see the progress that it is taking. So just real quick, and I don't want to harp on this long, but well, a lot of people, when they think about sickle cell and they think about helping helping people with diseases, it's normally the kids. But in the sickle cell community, the people who are least helped are the young adults to adults, because they don't really know how to slow it down yet. Like that's typically the most critical parts. Yes, you have some kids who have some very tough pain crises, and yes, death isn't even a deal. But the support for the young adults and then the adults. So it's good to see that this gene therapy is really taking hold. And man, I hope one day we can really find a cure. And that's me.
One step closer. We appreciate all the work y'all put in.
You forgot to mention you're the star of the ROC Health and Fitness page.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the star, but I'm probably the most consistent.
come see him flex.
Yeah, man. Come, listen, dude, man. You can
get
find
those
me
lower back sweat pictures. You can get that
for sure. You can definitely find me over there, man. Taking gym selfies, and then also on the ROC Hangout channel, man. When we can do a couple other shows, right out the box, and do you even transform, bro? Where I do that with my boy Derek B and a couple of others, man. So check us out, man. I'm around.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, and Gort.
You find me here Friday nights. You also find me at NJCC in a couple weeks, and ZoloCon coming up right before that.
Nice.
Nice.
Con season is in full effect, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Listen,
Derek,
Gort, don't you ever sell another MP44 for that cheap of a deal without talking to me first. Y'all always listen. I was so mad. I was like, wait, what?
how much
Oh
is
man.
Oh,
Listen,
speaking of
that's an offline.
MP44,
That's an offline
Yeah,
conversation.
none of us won it.
yeah,
Oh,
I
I
have.
was mad about that. I tried.
I almost went in on it, but I was like, nah, let me let them go
I
ahead and
did.
get
I
at it.
didn't win.
Mhm.
I got down to like the bottom 5 or some crap like that. I got to the top 5 or something before I got my last one, but I was trying.
But I love you, Gort. You know I'm just messing with you,
Yeah.
man. It's all good.
Yeah. All right. And so, Derek, what about you, man?
You can find your boy Derek B on your Book of Faces. It's Derek Bigsby. You can find me on Instagram as Derek What B. You can also find me here every other week for the Realmhattan Project. You can find me on our other shows with my man Eric B. Like you said earlier, Do You Even Transform, Bro? Or Right Out the Box. You may also find me at NJCC. We got Brickfest coming up in April, end of April. If no one's ever heard of that, that is the Lego convention. It is an absolute fantastic
Crazy.
adventure and experience. Yeah. If you're in the Landover, Maryland area near the sports and learning complex, that's where it's going to be. Check it out. They got 3 shows during the day that whole weekend, April 27th and 28th. And then the next con after that. So there's that, and then NJCC for me. And then after that, I'll be in LA. And then after that,
Hey man, just tell us
in a
you
couple of
traveling
months after that,
globe. It's okay. you globe trotting. It's all
and
good.
my half the year travel will end in Fort Wayne, Indiana for BotCon 24. And looking forward to seeing some of y'all there. I totally understand that some of y'all won't be able to make it, but you'll be there in spirit. I know you will. I'm gonna miss particularly someone the most, and because
I know. I'm sorry,
it's
man.
all good, and
It's a vacation, yeah.
it's not gonna be the same, but hey, we're gonna figure it out. So,
Yeah, man.
but yeah, that's where y'all find me for at least until July. I'll let y'all know after July where I'm gonna be for the rest of the year. So
Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going to
Alright.
get out of here.
Whoa, hold on.
where
Where
you
you find
gonna
your ass?
where we find you at?
You know, do that. Stop.
At working on the baseball fields and here with these guys. That's pretty much it.
Boom.
You find me on Facebook. Find me in the Realm. Find me in the chat squad. Sometimes shooting the shit with everybody.
Doing the nerd rage videos.
Shout out to Nerd Rage videos. That's pretty much it, man. Y'all. We're gonna make sure you check out the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. For all the other shows, we have Monday night, you have ETRs. Wednesdays, you have alternating shelf gravy and figure banging, which I think Eric's on there on figure banging with
Yes,
Ace
sir.
and Brink and them.
Holding Ace accountable.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
You don't get off these fan toys nuts. Like
He's such a dickhead, bro.
Yeah.
He be caping. He be caping for Takara, man. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Yep. And then you got every other Friday here with us. And then these guys mentioned the pop-ups. They have, the right out the box. Do you even transform, bro? They just come up when they come up. Look for them to be out there. Check us out on Instagram, what was it? At Realm of Collectors.
Hashtag Realm of Collectors at Realm of Collectors.
At
Use that
Realm of
hashtag
Collectors.
anytime you post, man. If you want us
Yep.
to keep track of your posts.
You can find us on Facebook at the Realm of Collectors. We have a bunch of subgroups. Make sure you answer the questions when you go to join the Realm of Collectors. They will not let you through if you do not answer those questions, and they're not asking you anything deep or thought-provoking or serious. Just answer them honestly. Come in there. We have a whole bunch of breakdowns. They've mentioned the Realm of Fitness. We have the Realm of Cooks. We have Buy Sell Trade, Shameless group. Like there's a bunch of subgroups. There's a wrestling group. There's all kinds of stuff in there to get into. Check out the realmofcollectors.com. I don't know how often that thing gets updated or who's messing with it, but I know you can follow that to get like realm paraphernalia, like shirts and hats and jackets and good stuff like that. And I think that's about it. We'll be back in a couple weeks with some other BS to talk about, I guess. I don't know. I never know what happens. I'm going to point the wrong way on purpose because it bothers Derek when I do it. Drives him nuts.
Well,
like you said, it's opposite, right? So if I want to point at you, I point up, and that's pointing down.
Like, no. Because you're.
I'm above you, so I point up, and that's down, right?
No homo. You on top?
Yeah. We're gonna get the fuck out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Say it with me now.